If you want to connect n8n to literally any tool on the internet, you need to master the HTTP node. In this video, I'll show you exactly how it works using a real example. Before we jump into n8n, let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of the HTTP request node like a waiter at a restaurant. The HTTP node is your waiter. Now let's open it. The URL is the kitchen's address where the waiter goes. Under the HTTP method, we've got a couple of options, but we'll majorly focus on post and get. Now, post is like placing an order, and get is like asking what's on the menu. Authentication is like the waiter's name badge. It proves they're allowed in the kitchen. Query parameters are the specific details, like saying, I want the lunch menu for table 5. Headers are like special notes the waiter carries. So for example, they might have serve on a blue plate. So this is the extra information that travels with the request. Now, the body is your actual order. For example, I want steak, medium rare with fries. And the response, this right here, is what comes back from the kitchen. Your meal, or in our case, data. So when you use the HTTP request node, you're sending a waiter to fetch or deliver information from anywhere on the internet. Now let me show you this in action. So I've created a new workflow by clicking the plus button right here and selecting workflow, then personal. And you're going to add a HTTP request node. So you're going to click on this plus button right here, and then you're going to search for HTTP request. I'm using the Loopsera API for this tutorial. It's a simple user management system that stores user names and roles. And here's something critical. Every real API has documentation. This is your roadmap. The docs tell me what endpoints are available. Think of endpoints as specific addresses or doors into the API. It also tells me what authentication I need. So a bearer token. It also tells me what data structure to use. So it needs a name and a role. It also tells me what responses I get back. According to the documentation, there's a get endpoint that retrieves user details. So let's build it together. So the endpoint is get. So if you scroll down, you're going to see the curl example. So you're going to copy the URL, go back to our workflow, select the method to get, going to paste our URL here. So go back to our documentation. It appears we'll need a header, authorization. So we'll turn on send headers, and then you'll paste authorization, and then you copy this, then paste it. And we click execute step. And you'll notice we have an error. It's saying forbidden, please check your credentials. So this means we need an API key. And so you need to get an API key. Once you do so, you're going to add it here. So this is my API key. API key are secrets, so don't show it to anyone. I'm going to delete this once I'm done. Then click execute step, and then it's going to show us the data. So we've got this data from the API. Perfect. Now that's get. We've read data. Now there's a cleaner way of saving your credentials, and that's through this authentication field. So you'll click on the authentication field, select generic credential type, and then since this is a header auth, so we'll select header auth, and then we'll select create new credential, give your credentials an appropriate name. So under the name, it's going to be authorization. Under the value, we'll toggle the expression mode, paste our value here, and add our API key. Then click save. So now we have stored our credentials securely. So we will delete this. And you'll notice in the drop-down list, now we've got our new credentials. So we can test it again, it's gonna work fine. Next, we'll do a post request. And this time around, we'll scroll all the way to the curl example. We'll copy it. So instead of copying and paste it manually, we'll go back to our HTTP request node. We'll click import curl. We'll paste it here and click import. It's going to set up our HTTP request node. Now, since our authorization, we've already added it, we'll delete this and we'll select our credentials that we just added. So now our HTTP request node is ready. So let's fill in the details. So for the name, we'll go with n8n, and for the role, we'll select that and execute. So now we've sent data. Notice if you don't send the data in this structure, it's going to throw an error. So let's say we misspell role to roles and execute step, it's going to throw an error. So you must match the structure. And that was it with our HTTP request node. Have a good one.